So welcome visitors. Please feel free to scan the QR code on the back of the printed order of worship, or the code located at the greeters table in the foyer, and you can get in touch with us. All ages are welcome in the service. There is a fidget corner for children in the back of the sanctuary and nursery for people of all ages. And now, you look at the order of worship and see that what's coming up the second hour. Of course, we have RE and a list of things that the parents can do and stay out of trouble while they're waiting for the kids to get out of RE. And now, we have a very important announcement with Jennifer.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer Philippi. If you haven't met me before, I am currently serving as Chair of Finance and the Treasurer of UUMAN. As such, I am here to talk to you about stewardship. Yay! So we kicked off last week. We had a really good start. We are working really hard to provide some transparency. We've been working on this all year, well, actually for the last couple of years. So we've been giving some more transparency in our congregational meetings. You'll see now that with our wonderful secretary that she is emailing out the board minutes, everybody should have access to things. The next thing that we want to do is provide you some excitement and some reasons to go ahead and pledge your stewardship early. So beginning next week, we are going to provide scratch-off lottery tickets to the first 50 members who pledge. Now, I do have to warn you, I have received at least 4 pledges already, so we're down to 46 lottery tickets available. Now, with that, I'd like to turn it over to some of our wonderful senior youth to give you a little bit more incentive to give.
All right, so first of all, take the Unitarian Universalist 101 class. The class is offered up to 3 times per church year, usually in September, January, and March. New members are required to take the class if you are a new Unitarian Universalist. Number 2, pledge. All members are required to make an annual pledge. If you are new, your pledge must be confirmed as received by a member of the finance or stewardship team prior to a new member signing the membership book. Number 3, sign the membership book. Once the requirements above have been met, the guests will be allowed to sign the membership book. While I'm up here, my Playscape fundraising co-chair, Kyson Philippi, and I would like to take this opportunity to share some exciting news about the Playscape project. As a refresher, we are diligently working on plans for a new Playscape to be designed and installed within the white picket fence in front of Discovery Hall over there. And I'll pass it off to Kyson. Actually, yeah.
This week's UUMAN's board voted to match the first $5,000 we've raised for the Playscape project. This morning, Dylan and I will be kicking off the Playscape Picket Project, which is an inventive way for all of us to contribute and leave a show of your support. By creating a lasting impression with your name or special tribute with a personalized Playscape picket like this one. Dylan and I will be on the front patio after service with more information and taking orders. Thank you.
And just to add, those will be 100% made out of recycled plastic and recycled milk cartons, I think. So it's completely renewable. And on behalf of the youth at UUMAN and future generation of kids, thank you in advance for your generous support of this important project.
Both both of us have tables outside after service. Come pick up your envelope that has a very nice handwritten note for you, and we'll tell you about how we plan to spend our money this year.
So someone's going to talk to us about crazy cats. Come on down.
I've already introduced myself, but I want to start with something from the Bible. Jesus said, "Inasmuch as you do it unto the least of these, my brethren, you do it unto me." That's the least of these. Cats are in there somewhere. My colleague, David, wave your hand, David, and I work under Cats in the Cradle. It's a small private cat shelter that was started by Linda Brinkley about 25 years ago. And she is the most wonderful woman that I've ever known. And during this time, she has rescued and fixed and found homes for thousands and thousands of cats. I looked at some statistics, and right now in the United States, they estimate that there are 60 to 100 million stray and feral cats. Now, to give you some cat trivia, a stray cat is one that has had contact with human beings. It may be a pet that's gotten out. It may be, one that's dumped. We've just had 7 kittens dumped at one of our colonies, 7 little kittens without their mama. So it could be dumped, or it just gets out and wanders off and becomes a stray. But it is a cat that is friendly. A feral, on the other hand, is considered a cat that has not had any contact with people. It's a little wild animal. It's usually born out in the wild. Only 1 in 4 kittens born in the wild survive because they starve. The shelters, they don't have shelter. They get diseases. And so there are huge numbers of them. Our group, David, myself, and a few others that work under Cats in the Cradle, do TNR, TNRS, trap. We trap cats. We'll get a phone call. "Please help me. I have all these cats in my backyard. I'm trying to feed them. They haven't been fixed. What do I do?" And we go out and we help, just like we've helped at Lexi's community. One of the things we do to help, we trap them, and then we neuter them. Now, when we fix a female, it's called spaying. A male is called neutering. We take that trap with that cat in it, and we take it to our bed, and it is fixed, and it gets a rabies shot so that it is a healthy cat. It also, if it is going back out, it gets its left ear tipped. So if you see a cat somewhere that has the left ear tipped, it is a former or a feral, and you know it's been fixed and it's had its rabies. So that's what we do. And then the R is return. Most of the time, these cats are not social enough that they can be adopted out. They are not indoor cats. They can't become pets. So they are returned to where we found them, which is the case with Lexi's group. Sometimes in the process, we get kittens, and we get the mama and the kittens. Well, the mama may be feral. We get her fixed, we put her back out. But if the kitten is under 3 months old, we have a very good opportunity to socialize it and to find a home for it. We do that quite often. We don't want to put kittens back out there if we don't absolutely have to. So that's our return. Now, the S may be the most important thing and something that our group does more than a lot of other groups, and it's support. We don't just trap them, we don't just neuter them, we don't just return them. We make shelters, we make feeding stations, We help provide food, and we try to find volunteers to feed. We have right now in Roswell 7 colonies that we support. There are probably about 50 or 60 cats that get fed every day because of that. Different volunteers go 1 day a week, whatever. So that's the kind of support that we do. Occasionally, a cat will turn up and have an injury. If we can get that cat, we take it into the vet, we get it fixed, and we return it again. So that's what we do under Cats in the Cradle. And that's what your donation will go for all of those different things. And we are so, so very grateful. Now, I will give you my phone number. Everybody has my phone number, it seems like. I didn't used to answer phone calls. I didn't know who it was, but now I do because I never know. It's not probably a cat person somewhere. So it's 770-289-5861, and Lexi has mine, if you want to volunteer. So what kind of volunteering can you do other than donating, which is incredibly important? You can feed at one of these colonies close by, 1 day a week, 2 days a week, 2 colonies, whatever works for your schedule. You can socialize. We get these kittens in, and we have to find somebody to take them into their home and tame them. They are little wild creatures, and they have to be tamed, and then we can find homes for them. So that's fostering and socializing. And then you can clean up. If you start looking behind restaurants where there are dumpsters, you're going to find cats because there's some food there. Not very good food, but there is some food. And these areas are sometimes in woods. We have a couple that are in woods. And they get trashed up. People come by and they see cats, they say, okay, I'll throw out some bread for them. Or I found a whole banana pudding one time. I couldn't believe that. So cleaning up, and we have some young people, some teenagers that David has recruited from one of the high schools that come every now and then with their bags, and they just go through those woods. You wouldn't believe how fast those kids can work and get up all the trash. And then transport. We have to get them up to our pet vet up in Cumming. And sometimes we don't have someone. So anybody that can transport. So those are all the ways if any of you should be inclined to volunteer. So thank you for your donation. It goes for a good cause. Thank you very much.
And now here at UUMAN, it's howdy doody time. So stand up and tell your neighbor howdy doody.
I was just saying we have a feral cat who came to our house, and of all the cats we've had, it is our loveliest cat. He's a sweetheart. He's the sweetest of all the pets. Good morning. As you have heard, my name is supposedly Mark Gebert. It is, actually. It's a pleasure to be here. And our call to worship this morning is a quote from a wise Indian teacher named Sri Nisargadatta. So I'd like you to please listen carefully and reflect deeply. By watching yourself in daily life with alert attention, with the intention to understand rather than to judge, in full acceptance of whatever may emerge, your life and consciousness, with its deep captive energies, will be encouraged to come from the deep, will come to the surface. This is the great work of awareness or mindfulness. It removes obstacles and releases energies by understanding the nature of life and mind. And here's the most important part. I want you to listen carefully. Intelligence is the door to freedom, and alert attention is the mother of intelligence. Intelligence is the door to freedom, and alert attention is the mother of intelligence. So now let's light our chalice together.
Before we light the chalice, I was told to let you know that there's a lunch ministry after the service. They're going to Your Pie. If you don't know where that is, just during the coffee hour, which follows this, which all the visitors are welcome to come to.
Actually, it's after second hour.
Okay.
So everybody go to second hour and then join us for the lunch ministry at noon.
Thank you for that clarification. So now let's light the chalice. And this has to do with mindfulness, so it's so long, I'm just going to read it to you. To remind ourselves what is real in a world ravaged by violence, by hatred, by conflicts that seem eternal and insoluble, sometimes the only thing we can do is be still for a moment. To remind ourselves what is real, the sun that rose this morning, the dirt under our feet, the air whispering in and out of our lungs. This hour, try just to be present in each other's moments as it unfolds. Your simple attention is what makes these moments holy. And now, the hymn is Winds Be Still, but I ask you not to be still and to turn to your hymnal to 83, stand up and joyfully sing. At this point in our service, we share our joys and our sorrows, to magnify the joys and to share the load of the sorrows. If you are so moved, feel free to come up and drop a pebble in the water, in the bowl, and express your joy and sorrow that you may have. And please state your name. For those who are attending the live stream, if you have a joy or sorrow that you would like to share this morning, please type in the chat.
My name's Sarah, and as many of you know, I just moved back from California to be with my children. And one of the wonderful things was being able to go to a movie with one of my kids last night, a kid that I haven't spent time alone with in a long time. And we went and saw Dune, which I have to tell you was wonderful, being married to a man who was, we called him the lore master, because he read all of the fantasy books, all of the science fiction books. So it was just fun, and our dinner was a big bucket of popcorn.
I'm Miriam Patanian, and last week I stood up to let you know that my mother-in-law, Dawn, was going to have a cardiac catheterization, which she did. She had it on Tuesday, and they wound up putting in 2 stents. When they were in there, she had blockage in a couple of different arteries, and they kept her overnight as a precaution, and she is back at our house recovering. She's doing pretty good. You know, I don't know how this sort of looks, so this is a new thing for me, but yeah, she seems to be doing well. She goes back to the cardiologist this coming week, so thank you for your thoughts.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Rohan. I'm a member of this congregation. I have 2 pebbles. One is that Rafaela, who was born in this church, well, not really, you know, in a hospital, but, you know, cradle UU. She turned 20 on Wednesday, which makes me feel really old, but it was, you know, amazing to have her turn 20. And as part of her celebration, I went up a couple of weeks ago, and we went to the UU Church, Arlington Street Church, one of the historic UU churches, and in Boston, everything's old. And the highlight of that trip was, or of that service, was that we got to ring the bells in the steeple. Yes. I have a video. I played Wake Now My Senses. I did make a few mistakes, because like it's really old school and there's all these things you have to pull. It's crazy. But the bells were made by Paul Revere's apprentice. That's crazy. So.
Hi, everybody. I'm Donna Melcher, and this is...
I'm John Pruitt.
And we wanted to say that we had a joyful time last night, a rocking good time last night at the Harvest Moon dance party that Laura and Jerry gave to this congregation. So I just want to say that if you have a chance next year to get the dance party, it's so fun, you're not going to believe it. And John's thighs are very sore this morning. And so,
Oh, yes.
So, thanks.
And my joy is witnessing 4 hours of giddiness in her. 4 hours of, I love to dance.
I'm Paula Watson, a member of this congregation. Today's March the 3rd, which is a very special time in our lives. We became grandparents for the first time, and our grandson Arlo is 15 today. Yeah. Arlo was born Nora, and I have to say that as part of this congregation, as part of being a UU, when 3 years ago he told us that his spirit was male, It was so helpful to have resources and love and be able to say to him at age 12, I need to mourn a little bit for the only granddaughter that I have lost, but accept you wholeheartedly as my grandson. So celebrating Arlo's 15th birthday.
Good morning, Jennifer Philippi again, member of this congregation. I'm going to drop 2 pebbles. One is, I'm so thrilled my little boy is here today. It might be short-lived, but he's here. The second one, as many of you may already know, I have decided to take the plunge and run for office. I am going to be running for Fulton County Board of Commissioners, District 2. And I just want to, I couldn't do it without you guys. Gus, you have been an extremely, powerful influence in my life, a great mentor and friend, and watching you run your race and conduct yourself the way you have encouraged me through the years, I couldn't do without you. And for all of you who have allowed me to represent you as treasurer for my 2-year term is almost up, that has helped give me the confidence to do this as well. So thank you to all of you, and here we go.
I'm Don Gross. This is a pebble of concern for our daughter Robin's family. She has just had a week that is in the you can't make this up category. Beginning of the week, her husband Gabriel had a mild heart event that they determined was not a heart attack, but nevertheless his doctors having him to wear a heart monitor. Then she was called to school for our oldest grandson, who had a bad reaction to his prescription medication. And then later on in the week, our youngest grandson, she was called to his school because he was having a mild seizure. He was checked out by a cardiologist and determined it was not a heart problem. And now they are in Phoenix, Arizona to tour the national parks as part of the spring break, and so we remain alert for any updates from them.
Good morning. I'm Todd Callan. I'm a member of this congregation, and I will take an opportunity for my not-so-little boy being here, a rare event, and I haven't been here as much lately, to just drop a pebble of joy. Dylan is a member of DECA, which is a business volunteer program that's part of the school system, and he's on the entrepreneurial track. There's a lot of different business tracks. So he competed locally to make the state group, and only a subset of people make states, and he made states. So he actually, back in January, went downtown, city of Atlanta, thousands of other kids, and competed across 150 kids to make states, right? And they only take about 8 kids out of this group of 150 to make states. And we supported him and said, hey, great job getting here. The participation is what matters. That's what's important. And he actually qualified for state. So he's one of the top 8 kids. So he's going to Anaheim end of April with a subset of kids to go compete nationally in DECA. And I'm a little proud because I'm a sales guy. That's my profession. So gave him a few pointers, hoping he'd actually listen to me and apply them. And when I spoke to him about how it went, he goes, it went really well. I said, did you use any of the tips I gave you? He goes, yeah, I did. I used some of the things you said. So I feel like I helped him a little bit in how to present. But I'm very proud of him. Kelly and I are very proud. So I'm dropping a pebble of joy.
My name is Gus. I'm a lover of all species, and it's a time of great concern because of many of those species are endangered and, in fact, vanishing. I acknowledge the cat folks for the good work they're doing. I hope that together we can find ways to tame the predator instinct that comes with loving our cats.
I've been told to ask for your patience. If any of you get upset when you go out to get your car today, there's going to be a bumper sticker on it that says Philippi for Commissioner. And I'm going to drop another pebble for those joys and concerns or sorrows that are silent within us, and just say that when you're alone, if you'll speak that joy or sorrow out loud, it'll release it into the spiritual universe, which we are all part of here at UUMAN.
So I've got a reading today. It's from the book Everything Belongs by Richard Rohr. Prayer lives in pure, open moments of right here, right now. This is enough. This is fullness. If it is not right here, right now, it doesn't exist. If we don't know God now, why would we know God later? If we don't see God now, would the eyes be prepared to see God later? The mystics say no. We will not recognize God later if we cannot recognize God now. Prayer lives in a spacious place. It is free of personal needs or meanings or even interpretations. That's my fault sometimes. I want to give meaning to everything. I look for meaning, but as someone said, if you understand it, things are just as they are. If you don't understand it, things are just as they are. The mystery is to be ready to receive things just as they are and be ready to let them teach us.
Very nicely said. Good morning. Again, my name is Mark Gebert. I'm happy to be here. Warms my heart and brings a smile to my face. We're here every Monday night. A lot more people here than we get Monday night, but we'd certainly love to have many of you. Of course, you heard my bio from Jim, but you didn't hear my full bio. What my bio introduction didn't say is I'm a son of 2 alcoholic parents and was cursed, or so I thought I was, with an existential angst that was caused by nothing ever being good enough. I was never satisfied with anything I touched. If it was a nicer car or a nicer girlfriend or a nicer this or a nicer that, even when I got that, it didn't fulfill this itch I had inside that there must be more to this life than what I've seen. As with all males in my family, at least, my success was promised through money, prestige, possessions. And although I thought I was headed to Wall Street, I had an epiphany at 22 years old and knew my life of money, fast cars, faster women, and alcohol and drugs wouldn't allow me to survive. I wasn't going to make it. It was mindfulness and service that ultimately allowed me to survive. As you see, I did survive and thrive, but in a much different way than I had thought. Thus, the talk of my title this morning is The Search for the Truth and the Marvels of Mindfulness. Since I was in my later 20s, my goals in life as a psychologist and insight meditation teacher have been aligned, not surprisingly, precisely with the central aspirations of UUMAN's mission, which is the desire to make a difference through goodness and to help transform the world in a kind, compassionate way. I have a saying that I say sometimes on Monday nights, right in this room. If you want to change the world, transform and align your own life in the direction of goodness, discovery, and ultimately, truth. Is this not the reason we were born? Is this not the reason we're here this morning? Ask yourself. This is an important question, perhaps life's most important question. Why were we born? But also ask, and this is very important, how do we proceed in what sometimes appears to be a life of great beauty and goodness, but yet other times overwhelming obstacles and difficulties? So how do we proceed? I come from the school, some of you have heard this before, I come from the school of keep it simple. So I'll ask you another simple question, which was asked by my teacher in 1974 at the height of my existential angst. Joseph could feel my suffering. His question was, can you simply be aware or mindful? Nothing more. Can you simply be aware or mindful? A simple question, but as I found, not one that's always easy to do. This question caused a sea change, S-E-A, and a sea change, S-E-E, that began to transform and guide my whole life. Not just parts of it, my whole life. Everything changed, much to probably my parents' angst at the time, but it was not to my angst. Let me explain. The search for the truth and the marvels of mindfulness are deeply interconnected and include, and I want you to hear this, include the real possibility, not hopium, a real possibility of your total transformation of heart and mind, always in the direction of goodness, discovery, and truth. The key to accessing our already, this is already in us, our already present deeper wisdom is through the clear seeing of mindfulness, which also provides the light to skillfully balance the beauty and the difficulties in our precious human life. This is what we teach in this room each Monday night. The systematic development of mindfulness and the necessary, wise, skillful means to transform your life, no matter where you've been or where you've come from. If you agree that your life's higher purpose is to listen, to learn, and to access this deeper wisdom from all of the lessons that knock on your life's door, all of your lessons, these are called, or at least what I call, the teachers of transformation. They knock every day. They knock every minute. I'm here to teach you. But do we stop? Do we quiet down? And do we listen? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. This includes the good, the bad, the difficult, or the pleasant. And in knowing this, it becomes apparent that the clear seeing of mindfulness becomes the necessary factor of mind and a crucial tool to release the deeper wisdom, which will help transform and guide your entire life. This truly is the marvels of mindfulness, to transform your life, which I recently wrote a book about. But don't agree with me. One of the most important things is, don't agree with just what you've heard. Agree with what you've seen. Come see for yourself if this is true, which is encapsulated in a Pali word called ehipassiko. Ehipassiko, or come see for yourself, will be the subject of my talk tomorrow night in this room. So what I want to do is, I've said enough. I want you to find a comfortable position. We're going to do a short meditation exercise. Whatever position's comfortable. Sitting, standing, for the guys in the back, for me. And I want to get you, really give you a taste of what I'm talking about. Settle in. Softly close your eyes. And relax. Alert relaxation. Relax. Relax your face, especially your eyes, your neck, and your shoulders. And loosen any tension or tightness anywhere in the body or mind. Relaxation is super important. I've meditated for almost 50 years, and in the very beginning, relaxation was not something I found because I was so tense from all of my days and nights of angst and difficulty. Relaxation is super important. And smile. What I call our soft Mona Lisa smile. It's not a teethy smile. It's just a little smile that indicates to you and others a gratitude and appreciation as we all made it here safely this morning and are surrounded and supported by, guess what? Dear spiritual friends. Feel the warmth and the joy in this room. A joy that's even greater now in that our smile often brings a soft, affectionate joy. I'm often asked, how do I be here now? Or how do I find the present moment? The answer is fairly simple. Find the body. The body is the first foundation of mindfulness, so settle into the body, relax into the body, and embody the body. This is your for sure companion in this lifetime, all the way to the end. The body, of course, is always present, or better be, and is importantly, always in the present moment. The body does not have the ability to get out of the present moment, except it appears that way when we get lost in the stories of the mind. Again, relax into alert attention or presence. Presence is one of life's greatest presence. Feel the affection. Feel the joy. Feel the warmth. Also, feel the pressure or contact points in the sensations of your relaxed body, sitting or standing. Gravity is your friend here and now. And the body serves as the ground or touchstone for many forms of meditation, especially insight or mindfulness meditation. Be aware or mindful and simply know this moment. Your life story will unfold only and always in this present moment, because it is always this present moment. Listen quietly with a loving awareness. It is this awareness or mindfulness that is the key to clear seeing, which is the necessary factor for deep wisdom to arise. And wisdom is the necessary factor for truth or awakening. I want to repeat that. It is this awareness or mindfulness that is the key to clear seeing. This is the necessary factor for deep wisdom to arise. And finally, wisdom is the necessary factor for truth or awakening. The teachers of transformation are now ready to teach and guide your precious human life. Listen carefully. It is your story. It is your story, your life story. But importantly, remember to love all of life, but wisely. Cling to none of it, or you will likely suffer. But again, see for yourself if this is true. It is always a verified truth from seeing for yourself. Ehipassiko. The Buddha said, believe nothing merely because you've been told it, or because it is traditional, or because you yourself have imagined or thought it. Do not believe what your teacher tells you merely out of respect for the teacher. But if by thorough examination you find a path leading to good and happiness for all creatures, and I mean all creatures. Follow it like the moon in the path of the stars. Remember to carry this bright light of mindfulness with affection, compassion, and wisdom in yourself first, and then it becomes a gift to be given to all you meet as you change the world for the betterment of all sentient beings. And lastly, may the truth guide you. May the truth protect you. And may the truth surround all beings with love and kindness, guided by wisdom and compassion each and every day for the rest of your life. Please be safe. Stay healthy, and know for sure you are loved and always appreciated right here and right now. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
In an effort to fulfill and further the vision and mission of this congregation, we ask that our members and friends share their time, treasure, and talents. With this, we now take the offering, and you may give using the Giveify app. Half today's basket, as well as any checks or Giveify donations specifically designating a 50-50 will go to this month's recipient, Cats in the Cradle. Let us extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we gather again. Accept, then act. Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, not against it. Make it your friend and ally, not your enemy. This will miraculously transform your whole life. Go in peace. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and enjoy your week ahead.